everyone. Welcome to my show. Be sure to hit like, follow, and subscribe on YouTube and Twitch for all my exclusive content. Alright, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of my GEMP game review series. I am your host, Chris Goglin. Thank you very much for tuning in. I know we're starting a little later than usual. Been a little busy here in the Goglin household. So a little bit of good news, a little bit of bad news, depending on how you look at things. We'll get to that in just a minute. Well, let's see what's going on. See if we have any live games we can jump into real quick. No, looks like we got just some casual stuff going on. Obviously, we've got a few things going on right now. We've got the Bunta Eve Brawl, of course. That's the Jawa format event. Remember the rules for constructed Jawa. Looks like people have already finished. Dylan going 10-2. That's not surprising. He's pretty good at playing that Dark Deal. Well, not really Dark Deal. Cloud City Occupation deck, which is basically the old Imperial Entanglements deck, just on a different platform that doesn't really have any of the drawbacks of IE. It just has, you don't get a free Devastator, you just have to play a bunch of effects to get a free Executor. It's a strong deck, it's a solid deck, but certainly has its flaws, of course, just like IE did. Not unbeatable, but he's very good at playing it, and I'm sure it did pretty well for him in this format. It's always nice when you're playing in a Jawa format and they ban the top decks, and your deck of choice isn't one of those. Then you're like, great, I can just play the stuff I know really well and I've been doing well with, and clearly that's where he's at right there. It's only 12 games, I believe, right? Just the same as he beat me earlier. That's my only game, I think, so far in Jawa. Yeah, 12 matches. Okay. So he's done. Everybody else still has a few games left to play. Jedi MT there is the only other person finished right now at 7-5. Just finishing 12 games sometimes can be an accomplishment in and of itself, so kudos to him for that. And then we scroll down here. We got a 5-0 with Dralek. Okay, off to a good start there. Couple of 2-0s, couple of 1-0s. Still some people with a lot of games left to play. But this is going on the rest of this month and all of July. Still probably time to get in if you haven't already. Jump into the old Jawa Brawl. Format constructed Jawa. No map, no scum, no Black Sun, no Hunt Down. No Watch Your Step, no Diplo, no Prophet, no Throne Room. So still plenty of good decks available for each side. As we mentioned, the Dark Deal, the Cloud City, occupation deck. Ral Ops isn't impacted by this. Shadow Collective, not. Just thinking of things that I've seen recently. Any type of like SSA start deck. Some people start like the Maul's Hut kind of thing. The Set Your Course space deck. EOPS or anything like that. TTO, they're not impacted by this, so good opportunity. You can still play your CCT and court decks. You just can't use scum in them, so you maybe pick some stronger characters instead for that. What's the Grievous one? A Stunning Move, obviously, as another viable deck option. Certainly something that would struggle against Throne Room. Take Throne Room out of the mix, and suddenly it's a little bit better of a starting factor. Light side decks, you still have TIG, you still have Hitco for light side mains types platforms, and then of course things like No Idea, Old Allies, QMC, Yavin 4 Ops, EBO. So plenty of stuff to play. Any type of just careful planning deck, whether it's like a Jakku or a Tatooine careful planning start, could be good. Legend, also still there too. Something else to consider. So plenty of good decks available to play in that. Still chance, like I said, to get in. Looks like there's also some achievements going on here. Do some of these cool things, and I guess you get like little bonus prizes. If you beat Dylan, well, that's a little too late because he's already finished. But 2 people must have claimed that prize. Beat JNAP, Joker King, or B Kipple. Win a game against Corn, Taco Bill, or Wackling. That's Eric Hunter, Bill Kafer, and Kendall. I guess are the three guys who decide the format. So still some opportunities because these guys haven't really played many of their games yet. So opportunities abound. Let's see. And judging by the looks of things, Bill started out 0-3, so it looks like some people are cashing in on that bounty for him. Joker King has one game played, which he won. Doesn't look like Kipple hasn't started playing yet. Corns 0-1. Okay. Where's Eric? Why am I not? Is he not even registered? Oh, there he is. Went right by him. Also hasn't started playing his games yet. Still plenty of time to cash in on some of those bounties. The other thing, of course, going on now is we are in our next month of the OCS qualifier. We're just about a little about 10 days left. Nine. No, actually, now we've moved probably to the 22nd on server time, so we got 8 days left to get your games in. Dylan also sitting in the top spot, 12-0. Congrats to him. That's very few people have accomplished the 12-0 month, and he's sitting right there. MHT, who is already qualified, I believe, is also sitting right there. I think he got one of the at-large bids, maybe. I think he's already qualified as well, so he's sitting right there as well at 10-0. And Paul Myers is sitting right here, so could be an opportunity to create an additional at-large bid. If things kind of stay this way. You still have some other people here with some games left to play. Silver Glen at 8-1, pretty much with his low strength of schedule percentage, kind of needs to win out. If he wins his last 3 games, he gets to 11-1. He kind of leapfrogs everybody here, and does that. Otherwise, you're looking at some people who have already qualified, and then that's going to create the extra at-large bid for the overall. So if Silver Glen were to not finish or to lose another game with his low win percentage, he'd fall behind uh, Paul and Matt in this situation here. So looking down the board a little bit, we got a Werfs at 4-0's got some work to do. Chris Kelly at 3-0 definitely got some work to do. Wayne Cullen at 5-1 is about halfway there. Just needs to pick up the pace a little bit to get the rest of the way. But still some time left for these people to get their games in. July is an off month because we do not have an OCS for July. We take a break, let people finish up their Jawa games. Obviously that, plus as well prep for U.S. Nationals. We weren't sure if Nationals was going to be online or live, so we kind of budgeted, assuming it might have been played online, but it will be played live. It's taking place in Denver, Colorado. All the details, upcoming events can be found right here on the forums. U.S. Nationals, July 16th through the 18th. We got 24 players signed up so far, and it's a pretty good list of top talent and just guys who I'm sure are going to have a great time there. Uh, you know, hopefully, I'm sure we'll get probably over 30, 35 players signed up, and there's a handful of guys who are, considering going, still trying to work out some logistics to make this tournament happen for them. Everybody very anxious to get back to playing real cards, live cards with real cards physically in your hand, as well as just see people we haven't seen in the longest. A lot of these people haven't seen each other, and we're talking 16 months or so now that it's been since we've hosted a live tournament. So a lot of these guys are used to seeing each other on a regular basis, checking in with each other, what's going on, having a drink, having some dinner, and catching up. As I'm sure there'll be lots of going on with this event, um, which leads to my little tidbit of good news, bad news. Uh, Good news is I've mentioned on previous shows that, or I've had to cancel some shows because the wife and I are looking for a new house, and we've had been going around with the realtor and stuff like that, looking at some houses. We found one. We like it very much. We put our offer in on it, and our offer was accepted. So we will be buying a new house this summer. Posted the photo on Facebook for some of you. And if you happen to be my Facebook friends, already saw this over the weekend. Um, we're very excited about our new home. It's, hopefully be our forever home, and very excited to be buying it and to be moving into it later this summer. Which comes to the bad side of things, the bad news, the closing date. The sellers are looking to move pretty quickly and get they have to go somewhere else out of state, so they're looking to sell their house and move pretty quick. And the date that they're looking for to close on the house is Friday, July 16th. So coming up a little quick. Can certainly make it happen in terms of logistics and stuff like that. But obviously, if I have to physically be there to sign, the closing paperwork Friday, July 16th, that means no U.S. nationals for Chris Gogolin this year. So disappointing. Obviously, won't get to see some people and catch up with everybody face to face. Guess I'll just have to wait until the World Championships in October in Washington, D.C. Bam, right there. World Championships. Arlington, Virginia, outskirts of D.C., suburbs of DC, that general vicinity. You'll still probably fly in. If anybody's flying in, you'll fly into, one of the, well, I mean, I guess they're all, maybe it's Virginia Airport, but yeah. The DC general metropolitan area, we'll call it. Um, so that's the good news, bad news. Obviously a little disappointing. I was looking forward to seeing everybody, but also very excited just the way things did work out. Still no games here. Hopefully somebody picks up one of these Boon to Eve games, and maybe we can jump in that and do some commentary on it for a little bit. But in the meantime, we can talk about some other stuff. Some Set 15 spoilers are out, right? Are all these spoilers released? I'm a little behind on the times here. So we got some cards that have already been spoiled. We got some stuff for flagship operations. A new Piet deploys minus. He's deploy four. Deploys -1 for each of your starship sites on table. So if you already have an executor docking bay out, he would deploy -1 to it. If you get multiple starship sites out, like you would need to set up flagship ops in this particular deck, he could deploy for a lot less. Landing claw may not attach here. That's always a cool thing. Once per game, if piloting executor, you can upload Emperor's Orders, which is this new card right below it. Okay. If you did not, it's an epic event. If you did not deploy an objective, you deploy on the executor. It does stuff with squadrons. Flagship ops does not require any executor sites on table to deploy. Okay. So you just get Piet on the executor, and then you go get flagship ops and deploy that right away. Combo that back with the other stuff we were talking about earlier with the Cloud City deck that gets the free executor, and you could get this probably up and rolling pretty early. Battleground systems, where you have a piloted capital starship and a piloted TIE, your force drains equal to. So anything that would like modify your force drain to reduce it, or cancel your force drain bonuses, like a menace phase or something like that, wouldn't affect it. It's just resetting your force drain to 2. At sites related to systems you control, you can add a destiny to total power. If just lost, lose 3 force. So it deploys on the executor, so if they take the ship down, you lose 3 force. You probably have bigger problems if they take the ship down, but than the 3 force loss. Like, if they blow up your Death Star, you lose 24 force. 98% of the time, that pretty much means you lose the game too, but I have seen stranger things happen when people have blown up Death Stars and then still lost. So I've seen people do with attack run blow up the Death Star and still lose the game. I don't think I've ever seen anyone blow up the Death Star 2 in like a TTO deck and still lose the game after that. But maybe it's out there. Maybe it's happened. Shadow Collective gets some new people. Give them a little boost. Get a couple extra unique characters. Danik Jericho is a good. Here's a good old a New Hope character we haven't seen in a very long time. Characters just lost from here may not be removed from Lost Pile except to be placed out of play. So when the guys die, you can't old Ben or Ben Kenobi to bring them back, or a Jedi's Resilience to take them back into hand. They just die. Um, Present at a site, armed with the blaster, he adds one battle destiny. So that's another little bonus here, especially because Shadow Collective's playing some of those blasters. And cards he hits are power and forfeit -2. So it's on him, not the blaster. So anything he, no matter what gun you give him, he can make some guys power and forfeit -2. Not cumulative, so if you gave him like Dr. E's repeating blaster and he keeps shooting the same guy over and over, he won't keep making them power and forfeit -2. But if he shoots 5 guys, against like a, I don't know, QMC deck or something, he just mows everybody down. He can make them all power and forfeit -2. Armed with the blaster, your assassins and leaders are immune to blaster proficiency and Clash of Sabers. So he is an assassin, so he protects himself as well as a whole bunch of other guys. Immune to blaster proficiency and Clash of Sabers. And if Shadow Collective was just flipped, peek at top 2 cards of reserve deck, take 1 into hand. Okay, and obviously Shadow Collective does some cool things when it's flipped, and lets you immediately recirculate and stuff like that. So you could possibly, the way you manipulate, if you didn't have a reserve deck, spend X amount of force, track some cards, put them kind of where you need them, flip your objective, recirculate, peek at the top 2, take 1 into hand. Maybe a card you've been tracking around that you need to do something with, and then draw the other one for Battle Destiny because it doesn't say shuffle, right? Take 1 into hand, so you could take the other one into hand. I think Shadow Collective might say shuffle when you recirculate, though. So I'm sure there's, I'm sure there's ways to figure that out. What else we got? Random vehicle. Reveal an alien with vehicle and game text from hand to upload a transport vehicle, or vice versa, and deploy both simultaneously. Your drivers are immune to Clash of Sabers. So you reveal an alien who's got vehicle in his game text. Okay, so it's like a Squadron Assignments or any of those other cards that do the matching thing, to get transport vehicles out, so you can get your Merc pilots and your racing skiffs, or your Pote Snitkin, or any of those other guys that might have some game text. I'm sure there's other characters. Those are just the obvious ones that come to mind right now from just different sealed decks and things. And we get a new Blizzard 8 as well, and more immune to Clash. I guess people are just tired of seeing Clash of Sabers. It's funny how we complain so much about Clash of Sabers, but You Are Beaten doesn't seem to have quite as much popularity. There's still the same number of guys on each side of the force with lightsabers, fairly even. But Clash of Sabers seems like it's so much more frequently used and so much more of a meta problem than You Are Beaten. But they're mirror cards. So, all right, what do we got here? We got Blizzard 8, which has a permanent pilot of ability 2 and draws 1 if unable to otherwise. That I'm not a fan of. Why? Well, in case you forfeit the pilot, the vehicle's still good by itself. Why? Unnecessary. This is unnecessary. You want to add another AT? Awesome. They could use more of them. Give you a little more diversity when you're trying to build like a Hoth Walker Garrison deck, or just any type of ground big blue deck. To have another Walker that's immune that can hold a pilot, great. Letting the walker draw by itself, no. That's just that's just unnecessary power creep for the purpose of just making it. We need it to do something different and new. Not a fan. There you go. I'm done. I'll move on. We got a new Let the Wookiee Win. Let's see if there's anybody. Nope, still nobody picked those games. I mean, I'm going to take that game. Play one of my Boonta Eve brawls. Let the Wookiee Win. What do we got here? Starting location exactly 2 light side icons. Deploy a Kashyyyk location and 3 effects. We got the Wookiee theme back. Okay. Wookiees were part of Legacy. Certainly one of Scott Lingrell's favorite themes. I'm sure he's been talking about that recently. But so we got a new Let the Wookiee Win theme here. A couple of sites. You've got the generic Wookiees from Special Edition. You've got the Bowcasters from A New Hope, plus various versions of Chewie. And who knows? Maybe we'll see some extra Wookiee type people. And then we got a new Rescue the Princess. Well, look at this. We got a whole new Rescue the Princess. That one I'm going to have to read. It's going to take a little bit. Let's see. Oh, someone picked that game. Okay. I don't know which game was picked, whether it was JNAP's table up or Ace Mace's table, and JNAP picked the game. We'll jump into that in just a second here. See what else we got real quick. Some more. This is all related to this whole Rescue the Princess theme. We've got a couple new sites. The hangar, the detention block corridor, the central core. Okay. 210100 trash compactor. So some cards you haven't used since 1999, 2000. You get a chance to dust off and bring back into play. New 3PO, TK422. We need a TK421 of Luke in his outfit. There's the stolen gun, slight weapons malfunction. We got a couple of new Resistance characters to help beef up old allies and Legend. Give them a few more guys to play around with. Jaina and Larma. And then you get a couple new Rebels. You get a new Daughter of Skywalker. Okay. Makes Scouts immune to Sniper and URB in an attrition less than 4. So basically, Queen Amidala's text, who helps Republic characters, making them immune to this stuff. She makes them immune to less than 3, though, and then WAP always cancels Destiny draws that are higher than 3. So you have to split the difference and hit exactly 3 to get around Amidala. But she's got Destiny greater than ability, power of -2, game text is canceled. Okay. Start tracking some of those Ewok catapults and just make Vader's game text canceled. Why not? It could happen, right? Set it up with that ASP droid. Use the droid, put the 7 back on top. Bam, there you go. Cal Cestus. Another Han Solo. Makes him a Resistance character instead of... But I want that map. Okay, so he can be targeted. So that way it gives you the advantage of being able to play this solo as opposed to solo. Okay. Then we've got a couple other things here. And then we've got some errata from the competitive balance team. All right. Yep. I'm familiar with those. Well, Ponda already got a tweak. We released him earlier. And then Jabba Space Cruiser no longer gets the alien for free. Which is kind of about the same cost anyway, because half the time people pull Goldenrod against scum decks. So instead of paying 2 to deploy a guy for free, now you just pay his cost and your opponent gets to not have to pull the shield. Same thing with Ellis. You spend a force to deploy a smuggler aboard. Most of the time, with scum out, the smuggler was -1, so now you're paying 1. So basically, you're deploying him for his cost. And then No light side icon anymore is kind of the big thing too. To let decks that start a system like Old Allies, like Diplo, Watch Your Step, QMC, kind of head up there. And then obviously the dead speak here is the map tweak, which is kind of the big one people have been talking about for a little while now. Um, it's going to change the way the deck starts. You can't start Starkiller Base, pull those sites, and pull the throne room. Um, you're kind of going to have to start the throne room in order to get this going, because otherwise you won't have a way, unless you're going to play like force pushes and things like that, and kind of set it up mid game to get the Emperor and that kind of stuff. It's probably not worth doing. You probably just start the throne room, pull the Emperor, pull an Episode 7 Battleground system, get some force activation that way. But, ooh, MHT and Justin Desai can do a little private play testing. All right. But we said we were going to watch this game, so let's go check it out. Let's see what we got going on here. We've got a stunning move, which we were just talking about was being a possibility for Jawa format. And we've got There Is Good in Him. So Ace Mace playing, looks like 12 card. There Is Good in Him. No effects started. And JNap's got a stunning move, starting Evil is Everywhere. Gives you Dooku's immune to attrition. Cancels the Jedi Council Chambers game text, which says that your non-unique lightsaber force drain bonuses are canceled. So that way you can, since this pulls non-unique, the Dark Jedi lightsabers. And then once per turn you get a mobile hallway or the lightsaber. He's got established control to get extra force at docking bays and to get Korlag or Fondor. And wipe is for the third effect. Okay. Looks like JNap just pulled a couple of locations and then drew a few cards. Pulled the Battle Order Shield to stop Luke from draining for 1 there for free. And now he'll drop Ahsoka and then move Luke over to the docking bay. Be curious to see if these guys docking bay transit over yonder. Docking bay transit from here just costs 3 force. There's no deploy. There's no extra additional cost on this site, so that's always a drawback on some of the other locations. If you want to go to like the Death Star 2 or the Executor docking bay or something like that, it's like it's +8 or +9 or whatever to move here, +7. So in this case, it's there's no bonus there, so it just cost him 2 force, and he could move both of these guys over to here and kind of be ready for when the prisoner gets moved over. They could go here too and stop him from even getting that far. Obviously, you can get to this docking bay, the private platform. That would probably be the better way to go. Obviously, you're gonna, you want to stop him from flipping his objective. He's got to go through this site to do it. He's got some Dark Jedi with lightsabers. There's Dooku. Dooku's got a lightsaber. You've got Maul. You've got Sidious. Those are the big 3 that this kind of deck will run. Which personas is always a little bit of a question mark. Obviously, this particular version of Dooku can use Force Lightning and also gets a Force Push. He's going to pull Oppressive. There's 3 shield pulls already for Jared. Now, he pulled Oppressive, not There Is No Try. Decent chance he's running his own copies of Sense then. I find that when people pull There Is No Try, it's because they're not playing it and they don't want to risk having force loss later. And when they pull Wise Advice or Oppressive, they're really just interested in protecting, saving their interrupts so they can try and play them again later. All right. Once per turn, if a player controls the site and they move, they can have the prisoner follow them. So if he moves these guys to here, then the prisoner would not be able to move unless he killed everybody. And of course, I want to take a minute to thank everybody for tuning in tonight, and those of you who have joined us live in the chat. Like I said, I'm starting a little later than usual. Uh, obviously getting some things in order with that, new home purchase. So hopefully, we plan on getting back to the next couple weeks, at least trying to do more of a regular schedule before, I move and have to deal with all that kind of stuff. So Ace activates quite a bit here. He's got 13. I don't know. I don't know what he's got in his hand exactly that he would have stuff available to like deploy and battle this turn. It may just be more of a deploy here and then transit these guys over and kind of stack up this site a little bit. But we shall see. Be curious to see what percentage of the new cards end up getting used at nationals. I certainly wouldn't expect completely brand new decks to reveal themselves already, for the main event. But I could certainly see somebody playing like Rescue the Princess on the Friday night team event or something, just for fun, just to test some stuff out, see kind of how the mechanics work. Maybe trying out the flagship ops platform for Darkside. But I would be surprised to see someone play it on Saturday. Okay. Ace is going to start with an EPP Ray. She's going to get barriered. The barrier will get grabbed. Does he have a canceller in there as well? Whether it's a sense or... Yep, he's playing a sense recoil. Okay. A lot of people copying this list. You can did very well in previous events, so it's always a good place to start. And the sense recoil tends to have an impact of drawing out the anti-Senate shield to stop the recoil from putting your hand back. So the barrier is canceled. The sense goes used. And now we'll see, does he have a second character? It's going to cost him 2 to move these guys over. It's going to cost him 1 to battle. Yep, he's going to put Chewie down. So maybe he is just going to battle with these guys. Now, Dooku does also get Force Push in addition to Force Lightning. So, you could zap somebody like that, or you could just play like a Force Field to block that first swing, and then Force Push yourself out of the battle. And then he wouldn't have enough force left to move these guys over. but he's not going to battle. And he is just going to dock and transit the other guys over. So I don't know if he didn't count it out and think all the way through on his turn, because obviously, uh, if you're not planning on battling anyway, then you don't sense the Imperial barrier. Um, save the sense, use it for something that you might need it for later. Why do we care if Ray can't move or battle for the rest of this turn if you're going to drop Chewie and then move the other guys over and not battle anyway? So there's just a little uh, tip number one for you. Got to plan out your force consumption. Maybe he wasn't counting the one force he spent to grab the barrier in his plan. He was thinking he was going to have enough to deploy Chewie, battle, and then move over. And then when he spent that extra force to grab the interrupt, he didn't have the ability any longer to do that. Ace is saying he's never played against this deck before. Well, things are about to get a little more interesting because now we've got Lord Maul with lightsaber and a Dr. E and Ponda Baba combo. And if Jared happens to have something like First Strike or Greedo, that would require, light side to have to spend force to do things. Could certainly be very, very interesting. He's going to drop Boba Fett as well. So he's going to have lots of options here. Now he is going to have to pay one from Luke's text each time he fires a weapon. Of course, Luke could be his first target. He will spend the one to battle. Now, if a battle was just initiated here, he can swap a card with Fett. That's a just action. And he will do that now. We saw Lightside draw the blaster deflection for the Sense Destiny. It's always possible he's got two copies of it, but that's usually more of a one-off kind of card. One clash, one or two. Sorry about the mess. Okay, there's an impressive, most impressive. So Ace is going to get to take the first weapon segment action if this goes through, if this doesn't get sensed or otherwise canceled. Chewie's going to fire first. Chewie's going to shoot at Dr. E. Chewie's certainly the most vulnerable of these targets. Ahsoka can't be targeted by permanent weapons, so only Dooku can swing at her. And obviously Maul can swing at any of these people. Maul's going to swing at Chewie. I don't know if Jared checked his destiny and just wasn't happy with what he saw in there. You would think there'd be better targets to go after. You'd want to get rid of somebody like Rey or something like that who hasn't swung yet. If you're light side here, again, do you try and avoid the force field by swinging at someone like Boba Fett? No, he's going to go for Maul. Okay. It was 3 and a 0. Wouldn't have hit anybody anyway. does take the power down, though, so he is less likely to lose the battle and have to stack a card. Or just have to forfeit extra people. And now Luke's got a swing left. Luke adds 1 to each of his. Does... Oh, and Dooku's going to swing. Yep. So Dooku draws a Dooku. That's going to miss. That wouldn't hit anybody anyway. And then Luke's got a swing left here. Luke will hit Lord Maul. Now, remember, from Evil is Everywhere here, Dooku's completely immune to attrition. So Dooku's not going to have to get forfeited. Boba's going to be the one. These guys are both hit, forfeit 0. Boba's going to suck up the difference here. And then it's going to be Dooku kind of left by himself. Obviously, this did not go well for Darkseid. They did not, hit the people that they needed to get rid of extra people to then be able to cause some battle damage and whatnot here. Ooh, there's a Qui-Gon. Does he have a Jedi Lev for that? That would be big. It's pausing like he's got a Jedi Lev. Dude, if you've got a Jedi Lev, play it. Oh, he's dark timing it. Subtract 1. So that's going to make it a 0. There's the Jedi Lev. Yes. Yes. Oh, he's going to try and sense it. Okay. See, now it would come in handy to have your own sense to sense his sense. Oh, he's got 2. All right. And we got a sense battle going on. Okay. So, sense 5. Good enough. Cancels Darkseid's sense. Goes used. Now the Jedi Lev continues and goes through. Qui-Gon goes into hand. And he draws a 5, which is Lando for Battle Destiny. So, Darkseid loses everybody except Dooku. Lightside has Luke and Ahsoka left. And at the very least, EPP Qui-Gon in hand. And only 1 force remaining for JNAP, which might suggest that Dooku's going to run away. Just a hunch. You kind of think he has to, otherwise it's kind of sort of game over if he moves away, because then he's kind of just stuck there and he's never really going to... So by the time he digs back in and gets the rest of his stuff, he's going to be in deep trouble. Yeah, he might try and force push his way out of this one. Yeah, so he activated 1 with Wipe. That gives him 2 force available. Lightside battles into him. He uses Dooku's once per game text here to upload Force Lightning or Force Push. Takes the Force Push. Luke gets to swing at him. If he hits, okay. If he misses, even better. And then he just force pushes himself out of the battle and takes no battle damage because the battle ends. But, he's defense value 7. Luke's adding 1 to each. He would need kind of 2 clunkers to miss here. Although, I am still curious. We didn't really get to see what card Boba Fett took. would have been a good opportunity to take something like I Have You Now or a Maul Strikes, last battle, to add some extra damage. Take like a You Are Beaten or a Sniper to try and, pick somebody else off. So Qui-Gon's going to swing first. This is probably Ace not knowing exactly what his deck does. Well, it happens to work out here. So Qui-Gon swings and misses. Should have swung with Luke. Luke has the greater chance of. Oh, he took the Force Lightning. He didn't take the Force Push. I apologize. I was too busy yapping, didn't even read the text to see which card he took. I was expecting the Force Push to get out of the situation, but instead he took the Force Lightning to make Luke defense value -4. I guess now he's hoping he can swing at Luke. Wow, 3 characters in a row. That will just be enough to do it. Dooku will now get hit and be forfeit 0. He's going to need the Gick, otherwise this game's definitely over. Because if he pays to swing, he doesn't have enough force to force push. But Darkseid is definitely in a hole here, that's for sure. He is going to swing. He's swinging at Luke. Luke's defense value -4, remember, so that will hit him. And he's forfeit 0. And then we get a Battle Destiny draw here. It's a big 6. That's definitely stings. As long as Darkseid doesn't draw a 1. Oh! I was going to say, if they didn't draw a 1, then either Qui-Gon or Ahsoka was going to have to go. And then it's just one character there. Maybe if Darkseid has a Gick, they can, redeploy a second guy and kind of come back over the top and try and retake the site. But you're losing. They're not losing anybody now. They get to keep both those characters there, and then he still is able to draw a couple of cards, so he'll have a bit of a better hand. Darkseid's basically going to, unless they've got something really stellar in their hand, it's basically activate draw. Try and build up, put some stuff together and see what they can pull out here. Luke dying, going to the lost pile, taking his lightsaber with him does certainly open up some opportunities for Grievous to deploy and steal. Nope, J-Nap's just going to scoop it. He doesn't have much left going on, and Luke's coming right back. Yeah, that first battle was pretty rough, not having, missing with a couple of the weapons and the Dr. E stuff not really going off the way he hoped. And congrats to Ace Mace on picking up the win in the Jawa format. So just like that, that's an achievement, isn't it? We just witnessed one right there. Bam! I think that was it. Summer Jawa achievement. Yeah, beat JNAP. That's a bounty. Collect bounties in the following players, defeating them in a game. Well, congrats, Ace Mace. You just achieved right here live on stream this week. Okay, and there's a game right back up. This is JNAP again. Going to try the stunning move deck one more time. Could be. Could be Ace Mace trying to flip it up and switch sides. Could be somebody completely different. You never know. You never know in Star Wars. You got 30 plus people sitting over here in the lobby, and only 10 of them currently occupied in games. So who knows who else could be out there looking to get some games in. But I think that's going to do it for tonight. I really just wanted to jump on because I haven't done a stream in almost a month, and I was getting that itch. And of course, we're talking about nationals coming up here in just about 3 weeks. Talk about some of the new cards that had come out, and remind everybody, of course, to finish up your OCS games for June. And if you haven't signed up yet for the Jawa Brawl, be sure to get into that. Get to play with some different decks, play against some different decks, things you don't ordinarily see, and go from there. But thank you guys very much for tuning in tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show. And whether you're watching it on Twitch or YouTube, just be sure to like, follow, subscribe, and we'll catch you. We'll catch you real soon again. Everybody, take it easy. Have a great night.